In today's class, I am going to explain you about crystallographic axis and also Bravais lattice. Now, you know that crystals are made up of a number of edges, a number of faces and axes. So, to explain the geometry of a crystal, we should know about the crystallographic axis. Crystallographic axis can be drawn like this: z axis, y axis and x axis. This is x axis, y axis and the z axis, 3-dimensional plane, y axis. Now, this is the origin of the axis, and this angle between x and y is called as alpha, and this is beta and this is gamma. These crystallographic angles, it may vary depending upon the structure of the crystal. Now, suppose if the crystal edge length is unit length, let us call this as ABC, A, B and C unit length, unit edge of the crystal. In the x direction it is A, y direction B and z direction C. If this is the unit edge of the crystal. Now, consider another face which is away from the unit length. Let it be L, M in the y direction, N, LMN is another face of the crystal, LMN. Now, unit length is A. So, this A is the edge length A in the x direction, B is the edge length, the unit intercept of the unit cell B, and C is the length in z direction. So, A, B, C is the edge length of the unit cell in 3 different directions, and their crystal interfacial angles are alpha, beta and gamma. It may be 90 or less than 90 or more, any angle, 3-dimensional. Alpha, beta and gamma are the axial angles, whereas A, B, C are the edge lengths. Suppose if you take the face LMN, so this L, this length from the origin is L times A, and in the y direction M times B, and in the z direction it is N times C, where L, M, N are the coefficients of the unit edge length A, B, C. So, any face of the crystal can be identified by knowing these coefficients. It may be unit length 1A, 1B, 1C unit length, or it may be unit length multiplied by L, M and N. These are the coefficients of the intercepts A, B, C in the x direction, y direction and z direction. So, it may be unity or multiples of this unity. Therefore, there is a law called law of rational indices. So, this law tells about the relationship between the various phases, interfacial distance of a crystal. Interfacial distance of a crystal, this gives a relationship. The statement is that the ratio of the intercepts of different phases is always a rational number. The ratio of the intercepts of different phases of a crystal is always represented by a rational number, is always rational. So, this is the law. Ratio of the intercepts ratio of the intercepts L is to M is to N. Example, L is to M is to N. The ratio of the intercepts of different faces of a crystal is always represented by a rational number. It's always rational. There is one more way of stating this law of rational indices. It says that the intercept, the coefficient of the intercept of any face of a crystal, it may be unity. It may be unity. 1A, 1B, 1C. It may be unity or simple whole number multiples of the unit length. Whole number multiples of the unit length. So, another way of stating this law of rational indices is the intercepts ratio, the intercepts of any face of a crystal, of any face of crystal may be unity or simple multiples or multiples of the whole numbers, whole number multiples, whole number 2a, 3a, 4a and whole number multiples. Therefore, the intercepts of any face of a crystal may be unity, 1, 1, 1, it may be unity or simple whole number multiples, 2a, 3b, 4c, like that. So, this is the law of rational indices. So, in this case, if you take a crystal in many geometrical shapes, the various faces, it may be different, it may be like body centered cubic lattice, face centered cubic lattice, so many geometries are there. In that case, these coefficients may not be equal to unity or simple whole number multiples. It may be a fraction. Suppose if the plane goes through a particular axis, it may be unity. So, therefore, these coefficients of the intercepts LMN, coefficients of the intercepts LMN, it may be sometimes infinity, 0 or a fraction. So, therefore, these intercepts LMN are called Weiss indices. Weiss indices are LMN representation, Weiss indices. So, Weiss indices are the coefficients of intercepts, of intercepts in any direction. So, therefore, Weiss indices is the coefficients of intercepts LM and N. It may be infinity, 0, fraction or a whole number. I will tell you some phases. For example, a phase has intercept 2L, 3M and 4N. So, these coefficients 2, 3 and 4 are the coefficients of the intercepts in the direction L, M, N or X, Y, Z direction. Therefore, these 2, 3, 4 are Weiss indices. Another example is, it may be 1A, 1B, 1C. So, the Weiss indices are 1, 1 and 1. So, these are LMN values, L, M, N values. So, let us call this as 2A and this is 3B and 4C. So, these are the LMN values 2, 3, 4. Sometimes it may be 0A, for example 2B and 3C. It may be like, sometimes it is 0. In some cases It may be a fraction. It may be a fraction like 2 by 3a, 2b, 3c, like that. In some cases, what happens? It may be 0, it may be a fraction, and it may be infinity, 1a, infinity b, 3c. So, it may be infinity, parallel to one of the axes. In some cases, it may be negative, that is opposite side, passing through the opposite side. So, in that case, what happens? For example, minus 2b, 3c, and so on. It may be minus like that. So, here the Wies indices in this case are 2, 3, 4. So, this is equal to L, M, N. LMN indices are 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1 in this case, 0, 2, 3 in this case, a fraction 2 by 3, 2, 3 in this case. So, these are the Wies indices. Wies indices are LMN. In this case, for this plane 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 0, 2, 3, 2 by 3, 2, 3. In this case, the Wies indices are 1, infinity, 3, 1, infinity, 3, 1, minus 2, 3. Wies indices. Like this, Wies indices are the coefficients of intercepts in x, y and z direction. There is some inconvenience in representing these planes by Wies indices. The inconveniences are some indices are fractions, 0, infinity. To avoid all this, a new type of representation, that is Miller indices. Miller indices came into existence. Miller indices. Miller indices. This Miller indices represents any plane in a crystal as a whole number, and it is represented by the symbol HKL. HKL. HKL is the Miller indices. The speciality of these Miller indices is all of them, they are whole numbers. So, these Wies indices are converted into whole numbers. How to convert these Wies indices into Miller indices? There is a simple procedure to convert these Wies indices into Miller indices. Now, first, how to write the Miller indices HKL for this LMN? LMN is the Wies indices of this plane 2a, 3b, 4c. Miller Wies indices 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. How to convert this into Miller indices? The procedure is you take the reciprocal of these coefficients and convert that into a whole number. For example, in this case, Miller indices for this is HKL. You take the reciprocal of this. Reciprocal of this is 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 4. 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 4. Now, convert this into a whole number. So, you multiply this with a number so that you will get a whole number. So, if you multiply this by a number, what is that number? You multiply this by 8. No, not. You multiply this by 4. If you multiply this by 4, this becomes 4 by 2 is 2. This becomes 4 by 3. This becomes 1. Again, you convert this into a whole number. Again, you multiply this by 3. This becomes 6. And this becomes 4 and this becomes 3. Multiply by 3, you will get multiply by 3, you will get 3 into 2 is 6, 3 into 4 by 3 is 4, 3 into 1 is 3. So, therefore, 643 is the Miller indices. So, you take the reciprocal and convert that into a whole number. You take the reciprocal of this 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, you multiply that by 4 what you will get? You will get 4 by 2 is 2, this is 4 by 3, this is 1. Again you convert that into whole number, multiply by 3, what happens? This becomes 3 into 2, 6, 4 and 3. 6, 4, 3 is the Miller indices. While writing the Miller indices, don't separate them by comma, you just write continuously inside a small bracket. This gives you the Miller indices. Now, how to get the Miller indices of this 1, 1, 1? Now, reciprocal of 1 is 1 only. So, therefore, very easy it is. This one is 1, 1, 1 is the Miller indices. 1, 1, 1 is the Miller indices of this plane. Now, here we have 0 here, 0. So, which indices? 0, 2, 3. How to convert this into Miller indices? You take the reciprocal of 0. Reciprocal of 0 is 0, 1 by 0, 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. You multiply that with a whole number. You can multiply this by 6. 6 into 0 is 0. 6 into half is 3, 6 into 1 by 3 is 2. Therefore, 0, 3, 2 is the Miller indices. So, even if there is 0, you can convert that into Miller indices. Take the ratio, convert that into whole number by multiplying with a convenient number, you will get a HKL. 0, 3, 2 is the plane. In some cases, there is fraction 2 by 3A. 2b and 3c. Which indices? 2 by 3, 2 and 3. Convert that into Miller indices. To convert that into Miller indices, you take the reciprocal of this. Reciprocal of 2 by 3 is 3 by 2 and reciprocal of 2, 1 by 2. Reciprocal of 3 is 1 by 3. Convert that into a whole number. So, you multiply this by 6. If you multiply this by 6, this becomes, or let us convert that in 2 steps. Now, you multiply this by 2. If you multiply this by 2, this becomes 3, 1, 2 by 3. Next, you multiply this by 3. Now, this becomes 9, 3, 2. Therefore, Miller indice is 9, 3, okay. Multiply this by 3, this becomes 9 and this becomes 2, 9, 2, sorry, 9, 3, 2, 9, 3, 2. So, this becomes 3 into 3, 9, correct? This becomes 3 into 1 is 3 and this becomes 3, 3 cancel 2. So, 9, 3, 2 is the Miller indices for this. Similarly, suppose if the plane is 1A, infinity B and 3C. So, when infinity is there, how to write the Miller indices? How to write the Miller indices? Which indices are 1, infinity and 3. So, LMN are 1, infinity and 3. How to convert this into HKL? How to convert this into HKL? Now, you take the reciprocal of this 1 by 1, reciprocal of this infinity is 1 by 0. Therefore, reciprocal is 0 by 1, 0 by 1 reciprocal and reciprocal of 3 is 1 by 3. You multiply that by a whole number 3. So, this becomes 3, 0 and 1. Therefore, the Miller indices for this HKL is 301, 301. No separation by a comma, only inside a small bracket you write. So, even though there is infinity, we can convert that into Miller indices. Consider another plane 1A minus 2B3. Here, the V's indices are 1 minus 2, 3. 1 minus 2, 3. So, there may be negative intercept for some planes. So therefore, in that case, how to convert this into Miller indices? Take the reciprocal 1 by 1 minus 1 by 2 and 1 by 3. Convert that into a whole number, multiply by 6. What happens here? This becomes 6 and this becomes minus 3 and this becomes 2. 6 minus 3, 2 is the Miller indices. The representation of this minus is that 3 bar. You write bar above 3, that indicates that the plane is towards left hand side of the origin. Therefore, Miller indices is 6, 3 bar and 2. 6, 3 bar 2. This is the Miller indices. So, Miller indices is represented by a continuous number without separation by comma, and those 3 intercepts are written inside a small bracket. This is the representation of Miller indices. So, we can convert any Weiss indices or intercepts of any plane into Miller indices. Miller indices is represented by HKL. Any plane is represented. For example, if you take a cubic crystal, what are the possible planes? You take a cubic crystal. In case of a cubic crystal, you see the different planes here, representation of these planes. So this is one of the planes. So this plane can be represented by Weiss indices or Miller indices. Another plane of a cubic crystal is this. Now you see this, another plane of a cubic crystal is this one. So this is another plane of the cubic crystal. This is one plane. You see this plane, and another plane of the crystal. See this? So these are the planes. Different planes are there. Different planes. So here, these planes of this cube can be represented by either Weiss indices or Miller indices. Miller indices HKL for this plane is 100 is the Miller indices. For this plane 110. For this plane 111. So this is the representation of Miller indices. So plane of any geometrical shape, any geometry of the crystal can be represented by Miller indices. So if you know the Miller indices, and we can identify the plane present in the crystal. There are some advantages of this Miller indices. Advantages of Miller indices are there. Miller indices represent a number of parallel planes, a number of parallel planes in a crystal lattice, and we can represent any plane in opposite direction of the origin, opposite direction of the plane, any directional plane can be recognized, and it is very easy to find out the interplanar ratio of the planes, ratio of different planes can be easily identified. From this, we can find out the crystal shape or geometry of the crystal by using this Miller indices. So that is about crystallographic axis. So therefore, we can represent different types of crystals by knowing this interface. What is this? Angles of different planes and interfacial edges or edge length. We can find out the shape of the crystals. So now let us see what are the types of geometrical shapes are possible in a crystal. Now so depending upon this edge length and interfacial angles, there are so many crystal shapes. Therefore, So this edge length, how they are related? Edge length, interfacial angles, and geometrical shape of a crystal. So how to represent? Actually here in case of a cubic crystal, actually edge lengths, all the edge lengths and angles are equal. Alpha, beta, gamma. Edge length, alpha, beta and gamma interfacial angles are all 90 degree. Alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree in case of a cubic crystal, whereas edge length x direction A is equal to B is equal to C. In a cubic geometry, edge lengths A, B and C are equal. Similarly, interfacial angles alpha, beta and gamma all are equal and equal to 90 degree. There are so many other geometries. Totally about 230 geometrical shapes are possible in various crystals. So all of them, they are classified into 7 types of geometries, 7 type of geometrical shape mainly. Those 7 types of geometrical shapes can be written using a trick, that is CT or HMT. CT or HMT. This is the trick, CT or HMT. So here C is cubic. In cubic, this is geometrical shape, cubic shape. In this cubic geometrical shape, edge length A is equal to B is equal to C and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree. Similarly, this is tetragonal. In this tetragonal shape geometry, A is equal to B is equal to C, not equal to C, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90. All of them are 90 degree interfacial angles, but the edge length A is equal to B, but B is not equal to C. That is tetragonal. Another one is orthorhombic. In this case, edge length A is not equal to B, not equal to C, whereas alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90 degree. Another one is rhombohedral. In this geometry, again A is equal to B is equal to C, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma, not equal to 90 degree. Very rhombohedral, but A is equal to B is equal to C, side lengths. Similarly, we have hexagonal geometry. In this hexagonal geometry, again A is equal to B, not equal to C, whereas interfacial angles alpha is equal to beta is equal to 90, but gamma is equal to 120 degree. So this is hexagonal shape. We shall write the geometrical shape afterwards. Now this hexagonal, this is monoclinic. In this monoclinic, again A is not equal to B, not equal to C, alpha is equal to beta, alpha is equal to gamma is equal to 90, but beta is not equal to 90. See the relationship, beta is not equal to 90, whereas alpha and beta are same, they are 90 degree. Another one is trigonal shape. In this trigonal shape, A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and alpha is not equal to beta, not equal to gamma, not equal to 90. All of them are not 90. So this is the relationship. So therefore, basically about all the geometrical shapes are classified into 7 types, geometrical shapes, 7 types. Number 1 is cubic. In this cubic shape, all the edges are equal and all the interfacial angles are equal. That is cubic lattice, cubic geometrical shape. Another one is tetragonal. Here all of them are equal except the edge length C. C is different from A or B. Orthorhombic geometry. In this geometrical shape, all the edge lengths are unequal, whereas all the interfacial angles are equal. Similarly, come to rhombohedral. In this rhombohedral shape, edge lengths are equal, but interfacial angles, 2 of them are equal, but third one is not 90. These two are 90 and that. So, I mean all of them are not equal to 90. Now, come to hexagonal shape. In this hexagonal shape, A is equal to B, not equal to C, but one of the angles is 120, whereas 2 interfacial angles are 90 and this one of the interfacial angle is 120. Next come to monoclinic. This monoclinic shape, in this monoclinic shape, all the edge lengths are not equal, whereas interfacial angles, 2 of them are 90 and third one is not equal to 90. And the last shape is trigonal shape. In this trigonal shape, all the edge lengths are unequal and all the interfacial angles are unequal. So, all the 230 geometrical shape, they come under these 7 geometrical shapes. These are the geometrical shapes are the shapes of different types of crystals in the crystallography. Now, if you come to the geometrical shape, these are the geometrical shape. How many types of cubic geometries are there? How many types of tetragonal, orthorhombic, rhomboid, depending upon the arrangement of atoms in this geometrical shape. How the atoms or molecules are arranged in this geometrical shape, that we call it as lattice. A lattice is the arrangement of atoms or molecules in a crystal. So, a lattice is nothing but arrangement of atoms or molecules in a geometrical shape. So, this arrangement is called lattice. Lattice is an array of atoms or molecules in a crystal. For example, if you take different atoms are in a straight line, this is the lattice, linear lattice. A lattice is nothing but arrangement or array of atoms in a molecule. It is a linear array of atoms or molecules. If you take a 2-dimensional array, planar lattice planes. Now you see the atoms are here and they are joined to form a 2-dimensional array. 2-dimensional array of atoms or molecules in a plane. This is lattice planes. Lattice planes are nothing but the array of atoms or molecule in a 2-dimension. But atoms or molecules in a crystal are 3-dimensional. They are arranged, they are bonded in all the 3 different directions x, y and z. Therefore, that we can write here 3-dimensional. Now you see 3-dimensional array. Now you see here, these are the atoms in this plane. I will write this plane here. This is the second plane, second array, second lattice plane in a crystal. Now, if you take 3-dimensional plane, it is arranged like this. You see, 3-dimensional array, 3-dimensional array. Three-dimensional array. So, here this 3-dimensional array is called Bravais lattice. Bravais lattice indicates the three-dimensional geometrical shape, three-dimensional arrangement, three-dimensional bonding of atoms or molecules, that is called Bravais lattice. Bravais lattice indicates the actual number of atoms in a crystal. Therefore, even in case of these geometrical shapes, there are different types of arrangements, Bravais lattice. So, this Bravais lattice can be represented for all these geometrical shapes. For example, in cubic crystal, different types of Bravais lattice are simple cubic lattice, body centered cubic lattice, face centered cubic lattice, and there are edge centered cubic lattice. So, therefore, even in this geometrical shapes, there are so many number of Bravais lattice, and those Bravais lattice can be counted using a trick. There is Bravais lattice. Bravais lattice are simple or primitive lattice, primitive or simple. We have body centered lattice, we have face centered lattice, and we have edge centered lattice. So, these lattice can be represented using the formula 3-4. 3-4 means here in case of cubic 3, here only 2, in case of orthorhombic 4, in all the cases only one shape, except this there is edge length, and this is not existed, this is not existed, and these are not existed, and this is also not existed, whereas in this case only we have edge center and not existed like this. So, therefore, different types of lattice are possible even in case of a geometrical shape. In case of a cubical geometrical shape, 3 lattice are existed. One is primitive or simple cubic lattice, body centered cubic lattice, face centered cubic lattice, and no edge centered cubic lattice in case of this cubic lattice. So, 3 types of cubic lattice: primitive cubic lattice, body centered cubic lattice, and face centered cubic lattice. In case of tetragonal geometry, there are 2 Bravais lattice are existed. One is primitive tetragonal, body centered tetragonal, only 2 Bravais lattice, and in case of orthorhombic, all the 4 geometrical shapes are existed, that is primitive orthorhombic, body centered orthorhombic, face centered orthorhombic, and edge centered orthorhombic. All the 4 types of Bravais lattice are present. In case of rhombohedral, only one type, there is only primitive cell, only primitive geometry, primitive cell, only one type of Bravais lattice is there in case of rhombohedral. In case of hexagonal, you see there is only one type of Bravais lattice, that is simple lattice, and in case of monoclinic lattice, 2 types are existed. One is primitive cell and another one is edge centered cell or edge centered monoclinic lattice. In case of trigonal, only one type, that is only one type Bravais lattice, that is primitive lattice. Totally, if you count this number, there are 14 Bravais lattice. 14 Bravais lattice are existed. 14 Bravais lattice are existed in these 7 types of geometries. 7 types of geometries, 14 Bravais lattice are existed: cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, rhombohedral, hexagonal, monoclinic, trigonal. Trick to remember CT or HMT, and the number of Bravais lattice can be counted using another trick. There is 3-4, 3-4, and all of them have primitive cell except monoclinic. Monoclinic has got edge centered cubic lattice. So let us represent this Bravais lattice here. So in case of cubic lattice, we can represent this cubic lattice like this. Cubic lattice. In this cubic lattice, alpha is equal to 90, beta is equal to 90 and gamma is equal to 90. All the edge lengths A, B and C are equal. A is equal to B is equal to C, alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90. So this is the cubic lattice. In this cubic lattice, there are 3 Bravais lattice. One is, this is the primitive cell. In this primitive cell, all the atoms are at the edges. There are 8 atoms at the edges. So in this cubic lattice, only at these corners, not edges, these corners, there are 8 corners. In all the 8 corners, atoms are there. It is represented like this. This is primitive or simple cubic lattice, whereas there are other Bravais lattice, body centered lattice and face centered lattice. Face centered lattice. So here we have body centered and face centered. In case of body centered cubic lattice BCC, there is one atom apart from 8, the one atom is there at the center. Body centered cubic lattice. So in case of face centered cubic lattice, there are 6 faces. In the faces also there are atoms. Therefore 3 types of Bravais lattice: simple cubic lattice, body centered cubic lattice and face centered cubic lattice. There are 3 types of Bravais lattice in case of this cubic lattice. Alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90, A is equal to B is equal to C. That is, in case of tetragonal, A is equal to B, not equal to C. So this is cubic, this is cubic. In case of tetragonal, A is equal to B, A is equal to B, not equal to C. You see, A is equal to B, not equal to C. Alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90, whereas A is, this length is not equal to B. One of the edge length is more, and this is tetragonal lattice. This is tetragonal lattice. In this tetragonal lattice, only 2 types: primitive cell and body center. So there are again 8 atoms at the corners in case of primitive cell. In case of body centered tetragonal, there is 1 atom at the center, that is body centered. Only 2 types in case of tetragonal. In case of orthorhombic, all the 4 types of Bravais lattice are there. A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and all of them are equal to 90. So therefore, that tetragonal, A is not equal to B, A is not equal to B, not equal to C. A is not equal to B, not equal to C. See this, A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and alpha is equal to beta, gamma is equal to 90. So this is orthorhombic. In this orthorhombic, we have all the 4 types: primitive, body centered, face centered and edge centered. Edge centered means at the edge atoms are there, apart from body centered, face centered and there are edge centered. All the 4 types are there in case of orthorhombic. In case of rhombohedral, A is equal to B is equal to C, whereas alpha, beta, all of them are not equal to 90. So therefore, in this case, all of them angles are not equal to 90, but all of them, all A, B and C are equal. You see, all of them are equal. See this. So this is rhombohedral. This is rhombohedral. In this rhombohedral, all the edges are equal, but angles are not equal to 90. Angles are away, different from 90 degree. This is rhombohedral. In case of hexagonal, A is equal to B not equal to C. One of the angles is 120. One of the angles is 120. You see this? One of the angles is 120. One of the angle is 120. This is hexagonal. Hexagonal. In case of hexagonal, one of the angle is not equal to C, whereas 2A is equal to B, but not equal to C. One of the angle is 120. One of the angle is 120. One of the angle is 120, and remaining two angles are 90. Hexagonal. In case of monoclinic, A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and hexagonal. In case of monoclinic, A is not equal to B, not equal to C, A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and alpha is equal to beta is equal to gamma is equal to 90, whereas beta is not equal to 90. That can be represented like this. Monoclinic. In trigonal, all of A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and all of them are not equal to 90. So, therefore, that can be represented like this. A is not equal to B, not equal to C. A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and the angles are not equal. Sorry, and the angles, see, and the angles are not equal. Like this. So, therefore, this trigonal A is not equal to B, not equal to C, and all the angles are not equal to 90, and this is trigonal. Trigonal. So, we can write different geometries: cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, rhombohedral, hexagonal, monoclinic, and trigonal. So, like this 7 geometrical shapes we can write. In these 7 geometrical shapes, 14 Bravais lattice are possible. So, different crystals, whether they are metallic crystals or ionic crystals, they exist only within these 7 geometrical shapes and within these 14 Bravais lattice. So, this is about the crystallographic axis. So, in the last video, we have studied different symmetrical elements. In this video, I have explained crystallographic axis, geometries of crystals, and Bravais lattice. So, in the next video, we shall discuss how to determine the geometry using experimental methods. We shall discuss it in the next video. So, thank you very much.